While we have Gavin Newsom waiting in the wings, just waiting to get in there, we have this guy who's still running right now as a potential Democrat. But there's been a lot of talks that Kennedy could have a Libertarian Party run that could tilt the election, says the officials. This is by Zero Hedge. It was in the Epoch Times, but I'm not going to subscribe to the Epoch Times, so I couldn't get it. So let's read this over here because this is some crazy news. I've been hitting up Angela McCardle and going, what's going on? She hasn't been taking my calls right now, but hopefully she will. Presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy's declaration that he may be open to a running as a third-party candidate has the potential to completely shift the political landscape ahead of the 2024 election, according to a party official. By Zero Hedge over here, ladies and gentlemen. If he made the decision and did the work that needs to be done within the party, I could see him having a massive impact, Angela McCardle, the chair of the Libertarian Party, told the Epoch Times. So this is something that's very exciting. I want to say this right off the bat. They have ballot access, I believe, in close to 40-something odd states. I want to get all the final numbers down, but from what Angela said before, they have the potential to get on the ballot in all 50 states. That's something to go there. So if he did run, a lot of people want him to run as an independent, but if he ran as an independent, he's going to have a hard time getting on all the ballots. There is a plan for that. There are people out there that want him to run as an independent, saying he can get on the ballots mostly elsewhere, that they can do the legwork to do so. But it's kind of crazy. I think there's 10 states out there, Kurt, that's almost impossible to get on the ballot as a president. Because each state has their own rule.
As a libertarian, you can?
No, I'm as a libertarian because they already have a body of work.
Then do it. I say do it. Do it. Whatever gets you in there, man, because Gavin Newsom wouldn't stand a chance talking to him.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. That's why I think they're dragging their feet with Joe Biden. Because if they put in Gavin Newsom right now, and, there'll be talks about Gavin Newsom, why don't you debate RFK? Gavin Newsom, why don't you debate RFK? He'd run for the freaking hills.
Of course.
He wouldn't want to do that. But if he exits stage left right now, let's say where RFK says, I'm going to go and I'm going to run as a libertarian. I'm going to be a leftist libertarian like myself. I'm going to run within that party. Then you could bring in Gavin Newsom right away. You know what I'm saying? Now he's shielded because nobody wants to debate this guy right here, RFK. He's got a new video out there. And let me tell you something. I don't care what your feelings are about RFK. He's doing the work, talking to the normies, talking across party lines. He had 1.9 million followers on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, when he announced that he was running. He's up to 2.4. So he is gaining momentum. Kucinich has said that he has been just shooting up. I've been to his events. He got a standing room applause the other day when he was talking about They thought, the donor class thought that Bernie Sanders was a threat. And if you think that Bernie Sanders is a threat, I'm 10 times of a threat. The whole room, about 500 people, Kurt, stood up and went crazy.
Yeah, no.
Went nuts for this guy.
I mean, he is a threat.
Yeah. He can speak across party lines, like I just said. We'll talk. But this is, these type of videos, because he makes these videos constantly. He's got all these videos coming out there where he's talking directly to the people, very compassionately.
Theo had him back on, which I was glad to see.
Yeah, he was back on with Theo too as well. I hope I get an interview with him soon. Maybe I just got to show up to one of his events and I'll get one, but I'm sure I will. But here he is. This is his last video, Jump in a Lake. Check this out.
When I tell the mainstream media, hey, you're not telling the truth about my positions, they tell me, well, go jump in a lake. And when I tell the mainstream media, hey, I give an important policy speech and you didn't cover it, they tell me, well, go jump in a lake. And when I tell the Democratic Party, hey, it's not fair of you to not count the votes for millions of primary voters, they tell me, go jump in a lake. And when I tell the White House, I'd be a lot safer if you gave me Secret Service protection, they say, go jump in a lake. So I've heard that advice so many times that I'm going to try it. If we meet our fundraising goal of $5 million by midnight on September 30th, I'm going to jump in this lake. Please visit Kennedy24.com and don't.
He's talking directly to the people. I mean, he's just so marketable. He's a threat. I hope he does.
Like he's your lawyer and not their lawyer. That's the whole difference.
That's the biggest difference. That's a great point to make. So we'll see what happens. If he runs as a libertarian, it's going to be quite interesting. It's going to really, then you'll have Dr. Cornel West running as a Green. You'll have RFK running as a libertarian. And who knows what's going to happen with this Democratic Party if they usher in Kamala Harris.
To the primary, most Democrats want another choice. And they're like, we'll see if you get one and it will be Gavin if it's not Biden.
If it's Gavin, it's going to be powerful for them because he is a likable, electable guy according to their mind. A lot of us who know Gavin Newsom, or if you're a Republican, you can't stand him. You hate him. Right. But the normies, Gavin Newsom can really get to him, especially with that hair. You know, especially with the message, the way he knows how to talk, he can handle any press conference.
Mom, she told me her mom, sister, love Gavin. They don't know anything about him, but he's on TV.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He's handsome. That's it.
He looks the most presidential of any of the Democrats that want to run, and he's smart. And once again, you don't have to hide the guy. He's not going to fall down every step of the way.
I would never underestimate the subpar Disney brain of a lot of people who actually vote.
Yeah. I don't think they'll ever let them in the presidential debates, but wouldn't it be pretty amazing if it was Gavin Newsom, if it was Donald Trump, if it was RFK for the Libertarian, if it was Cornel West as a Green Party candidate? Could you imagine the four of them on the stage?
If it's Trump and just Trump and Biden, if it ends up being that, you should never believe in your country. Just think of the magnitude of that the one that the adults in the room is going to be Trump and Biden again. You think that you don't live in can I curse?
An oligarchy? Well, we're past the first minute, so you can curse.
I mean, if you're not a shithole country, you're definitely a pisshole country for that. Yeah. You got to admit that.
Well, I mean, they just went after Donald Trump again. And they said something ridiculous. They said he overvalued his properties. And Mar-a-Lago, the one judge, says it was worth about $18 million. And if you just start looking at the property values in Florida, and my mom lives in Florida, I've been down to Florida. They're completely undervaluing it, and they're trying to twist this whole thing. So they're trying to make it look like
that's a crime now. Overvaluing property has now become a crime.
Well,
you don't say. That's weird.
For tax reasons, for other reasons, that he overvalued his property and it's illegal.
Aren't stock buybacks a great way to overvalue your property?
That is true.
Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Tampa, Boca Raton, Orlando, Dallas, Houston, San Diego, Bloomington, Illinois, Indianapolis, and Levittown, New York. Wow, that's a lot of dates. See you there.